What's up, y'all? It's Chef Q here, and today I'm gonna do my version of, I guess you could say, we're gonna like a fried apple pie, and I'm gonna use egg roll wrappers, or you can use wonton wrappers if you want them a little smaller. I have some brown sugar, I have some vanilla, I have some cognac. Yes, we're putting liquor in here today. Some allspice, cinnamon, nutmeg. I have some butter, which I have melting in my pan already. I have a mixture of cinnamon and sugar that we're gonna sprinkle on top once it's done. And I have, this is about 4 Granny Smith apples, like nice little size apples that I've diced up really small. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do is add our apples to this pan that has the butter that's melting in there. And we're gonna put that on pretty high and let it go. We're going to add brown sugar. We are going to add a little vanilla, maybe about a teaspoon. We got our cinnamon. Y'all know I don't measure. I always say what? As little or as much as you like. Everybody's taste buds are different. We're gonna add a little allspice. I happen to like the taste of the allspice, and nutmeg. Okay. Stir that up. And what we want to do is have our apples soften up. And you want it to absorb all of that flavor of all the spices and the sugar and the cognac. Pour a little of that in there like that. So I've moved my apples behind me. They're softening up, the sauce is thickening up. So while I'm waiting to do that, I'm gonna give you guys easy homemade whipped cream. You'll never buy that canned stuff again. Cool Whip, none of that, okay? So what it is you just have the heavy cream. And we're gonna go ahead and pour it in. And what you wanna do is use, if you have a hand mixer, use the whisk attachment. If you have a stand mixer, also use the whisk attachment. What you wanna use the whisk because it creates an airflow and helps it fluff up. So you can't use just the regular, like paddle or something. You won't get whipped cream, you'll just get liquid swishing around in there. You can also do this by hand, but it takes a very long time, okay? So we have our heavy cream in there. We are going to add a little vanilla. Now, if you just want plain whipped cream, that's fine. For this recipe, I'm gonna add some of the same elements that's in the actual apple pie. So I'm gonna add a little nutmeg in there as well. Not too much, because you don't want it to be too spicy, because you already have the spices in your apples. Let's turn that off. That's about ready. It's thickened up. You need to let it cool before you put it in your filling. So what we're gonna do is turn that on. It's gonna get loud, guys, sorry. We just want it to go. It's going high. This is gonna be your sweetener. You got some powdered sugar. Okay, so our apples are ready. Our heavy cream is now whipped cream, and it's the best, y'all. I promise you won't go back to the canned stuff. And we are now going to fill our wrapper. Again, egg roll wrapper, wonton wrapper, either one of them works. You want your apples to cool a little bit. You see it's got that syrup. And we're gonna fill it. You can roll it like an egg roll. You can make it kind of like a turnover. Be creative with the way that you fold it. So we're gonna put our apples in. And then we are going to seal it. You can use water or an egg wash. And sometimes I even use like the vanilla or the cognac or something to seal it. It just adds extra flavor to it. Use your finger or use a brush, whatever works best for you. And we are gonna close this baby up like this. I'm gonna do mine kind of like a turnover. You wanna make sure it's sealed really, really good because you don't want it to pop open while it's frying because all of your filling will be inside of your oil. Okay? So we're gonna seal that up like this. And we're gonna drop it right in the oil. All right, so as you can see, it has a nice golden brown color. All about that presentation first, y'all. People eat with their eyes first. You want it to get that nice golden color, okay? And what we're going to do is cut these babies open. Look at that. It's like, it kind of reminds you of how McDonald's apple pies used to be when they fried them. So good, okay? Cut them open. Let's get them on a plate. Look at that, y'all. Let's get this out the way. While they're still warm, you want to sprinkle your cinnamon sugar over it. Just like that. You want it to stick, so that's why you want to do it when it's warm. Let's get our whipped cream on there. Easier way to do this is to use a piping bag, or you can do it like this with the spoon. Just kind of slide it on like that. Make it look a little nice, you know. Gonna slide that like that. Ice cream would go amazing with this as well. Then we're gonna take that cognac syrup that we made the apples with. And we're just gonna drizzle it on top like that. Look at that, y'all. What I also did was add a little more cognac at the end so that you can absolutely taste it. Because you know the alcohol cooks off when you heat it up. Now y'all know I got to give you a close-up. Look at that. Fried apple pie, apple turnover, whatever you want to call it. At the end of the day, it's just good. Homemade whipped cream or ice cream, either one. Send me your pics and videos. Enjoy.